Hi. So 2021, we're riffing on the word light leader. And I've been leading, I just got done doing two workshops asking that question. Are you a light leader? And the answer is yes. I'm just giving you the end. But so we've been discussing over the last few months, light and love, inspiration, guidance. And over the next few weeks, we're going to be talking about healing. And it's so interesting to me that this is the month of healing because on April 23rd to the 25th, I am facilitating a Live Your Empowered Life Healing Retreat. So if you want to find out more about that before we dive into the rest of the chat today, go to susanburrell.com. You can register for the retreat. It's over Zoom, so everybody'll be safe, but it's going to be a deep dive into healing. And I am so blessed. I just have to say I'm so very blessed by the work I do, by my own dedication to healing myself. And over the course of the last several weeks, have been having some really profound conversations with healers, other healers that are healing healers that have healed themselves. And the next few episodes I've been having conversations with people who are not necessarily healers, but did indeed go through a drama and had to heal themselves. And these people's stories are uplifting, heartbreaking, inspiring. So so definitely check them out when they start showing up. So to heal, I always look these things up, right? To heal means to make healthy, sound, or whole, to be free from ailment, okay? Another definition is to bring an end of conflict, to reconcile. Another definition is to free from evil, cleanse, purify. We're going to talk about that evil component in a few. So because of this upcoming retreat I'm planning, and I have some really awesome teachers / healers that are joining me, I have been diving deep. Actually, since the beginning of this year, I have been diving deep within myself to heal myself, my health. We'll start with that, to heal my health. And the deeper I go, the more I'm reminded that my health, and this is true for everybody, that my health devolved, I guess, created illness because of belief systems I had from a very, very early age. I can see that now. When you're going through a health crisis, you can't see it, right? You cannot say, oh, it's because I have fundamentally learned how to believe this wrong story about myself, that I'm a piece of crap, that I am not worth being seen or heard, that my life has no value, that whatever it is I think I'm doing is the wrong thing, right? Being the good girl, being the good wife, being the straight A student, all those things got me into the predicament, right, of developing a life-threatening disease. I think I've shared this before, but I'm going to share it again because with the retreat coming up, I've been revisiting my story. I often, when I teach workshops, tell people to get the story out of your head, get the garbage, the muck out of your head, so you can really begin to see who you truly are, who you've always been, that amazing divine spark within you that you were born with, and allowed all of that to grow your consciousness so that you can be exactly who you were meant to be when you came onto the planet this time. So in looking at my personal journey into illness, into evil, into believing dark thoughts about myself, like I just mentioned, not being worth it, not being worthy, that what my intuition was telling me wasn't true. I was told that often, and or don't read the energy in the room. That's not okay. Don't follow that intuition, which is why I now teach that to others, to follow your intuition, to listen to that wisdom in your heart, to open yourself up to love more than you ever have, to align yourself with a higher frequency of love that is quite capable of healing the body, healing the mind, healing the planet. But we have to address the things that are lurking, right? We have to look at those first. And then we can cleanse them. We can purify our systems, our mental, emotional, and physical systems, by recognizing what has been holding you hostage, right? What has been the belief that you built your life on. And in my work with clients, 9 times out of 10, what they were building their life on, that foundation, were belief systems that somebody indoctrinated them into, that somebody told them, that somebody, a parent, a teacher, a sibling, a spouse, said with such authority and commitment that we believed it. That, at least that's what happened to me. And I had a good upbringing, but I was being primed without realizing it. And I know, well, I don't know. I would like to believe that the people that were priming me did not do it intentionally. But I was being set up for either a big leap over a chasm, an abyss, into my personal freedom and brilliance and opulence by disbelieving all that stuff. Or it was a slow journey into illness, attempting to be all those things that I was told I was supposed to be, right? Going back to the good girl. This is interesting to me because unfortunately, or fortunately, I guess, when you've lived life for a certain amount of years, you can begin to look back and go, oh, wow, that was a wrong turn. Oh my, connecting the dots. And because in this new review of how my life, how I became ill, I'm beginning to see how I can heal, how I can clear it, how I can purify my current physical body by clarifying, clearing, and purifying the beliefs that I bought into, that I was told about. And this is where that freeing yourself from that darkness, that quote unquote evil, is where it's very important, because we were never meant, every human being was never meant to be ill, was never meant to be in poverty, was never meant to feel horrible anguish or have these traumas. we weren't really meant for that. What we were meant to be is light. That's actually who we are. And love. That's actually who we are. That is the truth of ourselves. That's the truth of our being. And in order to relearn that or remember that that's the truth, we often have to go into the darkness. We often have to devolve into that seeming evil, I guess. And in my case, I had been doing all the right things for all the wrong reasons. Sounds like a country western song, right? But I had been doing all the right things for all the wrong reasons. I was constantly surrendering my authority, my inner authority, to other people, to family, friends, my ex. And what it did is it created a perfect petri dish within my body to become diabetic. And I've been diabetic for 30 years. And I am currently working on healing that illness, purifying, like I said, clearing, cleansing my system, my physical system, because I got a lot of work to do. I still have more work to do. And not only my personal healing work I still got to do, but what I'm doing by being a light leader and calling other light leaders into their awareness of the truth of who they are. It's an honor to be doing this work for me. And I got probably another 30 years left. So to make healthy whole or sound is to heal. And I want everybody, as you're listening to this, I want you to just take a deep breath and ask yourself, what is the truth of my being? Not just what Susan says or your parents or your friend or spouse or sibling said, but ask yourself, your inner wisdom, what is the truth of my being? It's a fabulous answer. I know it is. And I just want to remind everyone that the divine spark that you are and always have been has never been diminished by harm, has never been diminished by illness, has never been diminished by tragedy. It just has never been diminished. The thing that becomes on the journey to empowerment, on the journey of life, the thing that becomes hard is facing the illness, the fear, the tragedy, and going through it to the best of your human ability. And at points, stopping along the way to reconnect with yourself and remember that what they said, what they did, isn't the truth of you, because you are that divine spark, that divine light, that divine love that has never been diminished. And the people I've been having the honor to chat with have these amazing stories of transformation, of healing, of moving from really horrible circumstances into becoming people that are helping others to do the same. It's incredible. It's incredible what the human spirit can really, really accomplish, what the human spirit can really do when we focus on our potential and not what seems less than. When we focus on our potential rather than what we feel was taken from us, in my case, my health, and focusing on the potential leads you to greater good, greater experiences that are happy. Okay, so that's my experience. Focusing on my potential, fulfilling my potential, me with more potentials to dive into. And my life just keeps getting better and better. And I'm happier and happier because I'm focusing on my potentials and listening to the wisdom of my heart. And when that divine within me told me I was here to activate the light of so many, I knew I had to say yes. Because what was I going to do? Just sit and wither away and die a tragic death of being a diabetic? Holy moly. So, to reconcile within yourself, right? Another piece of healing. Reconcile what was, your history, to the degree that you can lift up above it, to the degree that you can reach a higher frequency of love. And your potential, well, many potentials open up. So many people, oh gosh, so many people live their lives from a linear perspective. You guys have heard me talk about this before. I'm gonna talk about it again. When we live from a linear perspective, that's actually an antiquated way of being now, because that was more of the divine masculine. Let's figure this out. Let's come up with a plan. Let's make it work. Let's accomplish. Let's motivate through competition. Let's, mow people down so I can get more. That's all antiquated. It's actually gone. It's moving out of our experience now. And what's happening is a more, I heard jubilant, a happier way of interacting with each other, but especially with ourselves. And so what happens is when we open our mind and our energy system to the idea of potential, we can then see numerous avenues ahead of us. And we can go on any one of those paths. We can even come back and go on another one. How many people out there have had multiple careers? That's you accessing your different potentials so that you can learn more about yourself, so that you can be more fully actualized at the top, right, of the pyramid, Maslow's pyramid, actualized. So what happens, here's a little quantum physics tidbit, everybody. What happens is I'm just going to talk about the scalar wave that I recently was reminded of and then was teaching. So the scalar wave looks like an infinity symbol, okay? And what happens is it's created when two vibrations of the same frequency come together, interact, and as they come together, they cancel each other out, basically. I don't want to say annihilate, but they make it null and void. And what happens is then it breaks off, right? So that it comes back to itself into the void, literally, into the nothingness. And that is where infinite potential resides. So when a scalar wave is happening, and we all have that going on when you become aware of it, it is constantly resetting us to open to potential, to open to potential, to open to potential, and multiple potentials. So instead of trying to follow a linear, how I'm going to get to the end of my life goal thing, if you can begin to see the infinite, that infinity symbol, which is an energetic frequency, that if you begin to, I've been working with it. I have several meditations now on Insight Timer, using the infinity symbol as part of the meditation and bringing that into the body system so that you create a different potential. This is bigger than possibilities, okay? Possibilities, you get to just sit around and go, I don't know. Do I want to do that? Maybe not. Oh gosh, I'm too scared to try that. It's just a possibility. It can't be real. Potential, and I'm telling you people, potential calls you to a higher vibration. And as you activate and step into that potential, your life multiplies. Your health multiplies. Your love multiplies. Because potential means you're saying yes, not sitting around going, I don't know. Is that a good possibility for me? Potential is where you step into your life and say, I will do this. I will be this. And in the being more fully of the truth of who you are, you send light around the planet. As each of us steps into our potential, and then the next potential, and then the next potential, and then the next potential, as we each step into these different multiplicities of potential, we become more of our self, our divine self. We become that actualized version of the truth of who we have always been from the beginning. So healing and reconciling within yourself that that's your truth, that that's who you are, reconciling, realizing, and then activating that potential of who you are. To me, that is what healing is all about. I know that's what I'm reaching for. I'm reaching up into higher frequencies of love and pulling that down into my mental, physical, and emotional body so that I may be healed. And these are ancient principles, everyone. They go way back, way back. Way back. So working with the higher frequencies of love, as one person heals themselves from trauma, drama, illness, conflict, it helps others to heal. And again, the next few people I have on my podcast have amazing stories to tell. Amazing. And I hope you'll be inspired to activate your potential and step into your life as light, as love, as that divine spark that you have always been. So don't forget, the Live Your Empowered Life Healing Retreat is happening April 23rd to the 25th. You can go to susanburrell.com to register and join me for an incredible weekend of potential, realizing potential and healing. Hope to see you there. And until next time, and so it is, namaste.